I think in lot of the times, and this is just, it's totally off the topic, but people come to the conferences with agenda. They have a hidden agenda. They want to get something done. They want to be politically correct. They cannot be themselves. And they are told, never be vulnerable. Imagine what? You do not build the deep relationship with a person unless you can be vulnerable. Unless you can share your emotional connection with a person, you can never build deep connection. People measure their success when they leave the conference, how many business cards they gave and how many business cards they collected. Guess what? If you ever think you have more than 5 people that you met in the conference that you think you have a friendship with, you have friendship with no one. You have to spend time. You have to connect with people. You have to give yourself to them. And you have to let your heart in their hand and say, I trust you. And when you do that, that is the time you build a deep relationship. When you leave this conference, they become your lifelong friends. So make 1, 2, 3, or 4 those lifelong friends when you go to a conference. Find a like-minded person who is going out, going to go make the change, who is going to go out on a journey with you to go out and change the world.
So as an introvert, making connections always seemed incredibly scary to me. I hate going to networking events. I'm not the life of a party. I don't know how to approach people and ask them questions. And it always just felt, I think at the end of the day, very fake and inauthentic and just not me. I don't know how to introduce myself and I don't know what to talk about. I want to sit here and talk. I'm here in Arizona and it's beautiful and it's sunny and it's amazing, but I don't want to just talk about the weather. I don't want to talk about boring, superficial stuff. And it took me a long time to get comfortable coming to events. And this is actually a great moment because I'm here at Genius Network. I just came out of a 2-day event where people are paying $25,000 to be part of, and the next 2 days, it's another event where they're paying $100,000 to be part of, and I'm a guest here speaking at both events. And I would have never, like younger Evan would have never come to something like this because, not that it's not valuable, just I would have been too afraid to network and to ask for help and to introduce myself and all of those things. What I've discovered, if you're an introvert, what I've discovered is that introverts are great listeners and we care, and you can be a fantastic networker if you're an introvert. But your goal is not to know the entire room, and the goal is not to run into the event and say, look at me, here's what I do, and wear the shiniest suit and be the loudmouth. If that's you, awesome, roll with it. But if it's not, your goal is to just connect with a few people on a really meaningful level. I've connected over the past couple of days with some amazing people who've given me some amazing advice and connections and experiences and just amazing people. But it hasn't been, there's lots of people who I haven't connected with. There were maybe 50 people here over the past 2 days, and in the more expensive group, I think there's 30 people or 20 people coming, and I probably won't get to talk to everybody. Probably not, maybe. But I'm not judging myself for not knowing everybody. I'm not judging myself for how many business cards I leave with. Do people still use business cards? I don't have any business cards. I'm not judging myself by if I connected with them or not. It's more, I'd rather spend time with a few people who I can connect with on some kind of level, and that ends up leading to so much better things. Joe Polish is the guy who runs this, so this is his office, and he's the one puts these events together, and he's known as the most connected man in the world, right? Some of his bios and websites will say, when people talk about him, he's the most connected man in the world. In hanging around him for the past few days, I can understand why. So if we're going to reverse engineer Joe Polish's success, and he'll say that he's on the introverted side, he's invited me to his home. I came in a couple days early and helped him with his team and his channel, and he invited me to stay at his home. Today's our day off in between the 2 events, and he's invited me to go work out with him and go do some IVs with vitamins in it and go sit in a hot sauna, then jump in an ice cold bath, and asking me how I'm doing and what I'm up to, and if I need if I need anything, or if I want to use his office. I mean, I'm using his office, I guess, the outside to film today. It's too beautiful today not to film outside, but whatever I need. He doesn't just do that for anybody. You know, he's not just going to open up his home for anybody. And he's really trying to spend time. I think about me if I would do that, and I'm thinking, man, probably not. And so that's maybe a learning for me, because I've run events, I've hosted my own events, and they usually just knock me out. When I've hosted my Thought Leadership Academy in Toronto, it would knock me out. I mean, the last day of my event, I remember I passed out. Like, I had a break of 15 minutes, and I passed out and fell asleep on a floor, like on my dance floor, because I was giving so much, and then my body gave out on me. And so I couldn't imagine then also, like, Joe's got such a crazy week. Think about how much people are paying him, right? They pay him $25,000 for the event that just finished, and then $100,000 for the event that's coming up. You got to deliver some value, right? If people are coming and they're paying $100,000 to be here, that's got to be, at least for me, incredibly stressful to do that. And while he's in the middle of all of that, he's worried about me and how I'm doing, and if I want to stay with him, and if I want to go do some vitamin IVs, and if I'm being looked after, if I need an internet connection or a place to work. And the amount of texts that he sent while he's in the sauna or working out or doing his meetings, I was like, how are you still thinking about me? You've got so much going on. I mean, it's something that I'm honestly inspired by, and I find aspirational. But he does it so well, and it's like he can't do that for everybody. And so, I'm grateful, I guess, that he saw something in me that he'd want to spend that kind of time with. But he's very selective over who he brings in, and then once you're in, he's going to be the greatest resource of all time. And I think that's how you win, ultimately. At least for me, I think it's a fantastic model for me to learn from and keep trying to do better at. And that, how can you win as an introvert when you are networking and trying to help people? Introverts are great listeners. Introverts care. We want to help. We want to serve. And we can't do it for everybody, because if we let too many people in, then we have no energy for ourselves. And recognize that that's how that's your secret superpower. That's your superpower. Your superpower, my superpower, is to find just a few people at every place you go to. Your goal is not to meet the whole event. It's meet a few people and figure out how you can help them, and genuinely help them, like genuinely serve them, not just, if I help them do this and they're gonna help me do that, right? Don't approach it as a transaction. I think introverts are great at this, right? It's not a transaction. We value relationships, but are too afraid to go up and say hi to people and don't like the fluffy talk. So just make it a goal to find a few people and be of service, and great things happen. One of the things I've taken away and just reinforced from the past couple of days is great things happen to me. And I'm actually becoming less of a goal person. Like, where do you want to be next year? I have no idea, because great things happen to me. Because if you keep pouring into other people and keep bringing value and keep helping, great things will happen to you that you never thought of, that you never thought would exist, and yet here they are now showing up in your life. And so a challenge for you would be to think about whether it's the next event you're going to, or even just some people in your network. Like, who do you already know? Who are good people? Be in the business of collecting good people. Like, who do you already know who's a good person, who you want to serve and help on a deeper level, and just find a way to reach out and help them. Be of service. I make a list of the top kind of 100 people that I want to stay in touch with, because I'll forget to stay in touch. I'm too present-minded focused. But if I haven't stayed in touch with them in the past 90 days, I'll find some way to help, whether it's sharing something on social, whether it's making a video, giving them some YouTube advice, just connecting, asking how it can be a resource. I schedule in the ongoing connection because these people have helped me a lot, and I want to continue to help them. And if you're just going strategy, continue to help successful people will lead to you having more success, because they will find ways to come back and help you. You're almost guilting them to do it. Even better is to not even be as strategic about it. Just by putting out good energy, just by serving others, just by using that good karma, it comes. And in the process of giving, if you can remind yourself that great things happen to you, that if I just keep showing up and serving and helping and doing my very best every day, great things will happen to me. Great things will happen to you. Great things will happen to you. You just have to keep going.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. If you want to see my one-on-one with Naveen, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Self-belief comes from self-love, right? The minute you fall in love with yourself is the day the world will fall in love with you.